Stepping out into tomorrow's light. Stars are glowing and the future's bright. Leaving shadows from yesterday. The world is ours, let's seize the day.
Wow, wasn't that incredible? Believe it or not, that stunning video clip was made in just minutes using a single tool, PixVerse version 3.5. If you've ever dreamed of creating high-quality AI video like that, stick around because I'm here to show you exactly how it's done. Hi, I'm Jessica, and welcome to The Real AI Agents. Today, we're diving into the magic of PixVerse version 3.5 as we create something truly out of this world. A commercial for a new line of time travel potions. Yes, you heard that right. Potions that transport you to iconic decades of the past. Think roaring 20s, groovy 70s, or even the futuristic worlds of tomorrow. Whether you're an experienced creator or just starting out, you'll see how easy it is to bring bold ideas to life using the power of AI. So grab your creativity and let's travel through time together, PixVerse style.
Ready to make some AI movie magic with me?
So let's jump in and see if we can create a commercial for this time traveling elixir in just a couple of minutes. So I went ahead and just took a short script from ChatGPT and I threw it into ElevenLabs and got a recording of the voiceover narration that I needed. And I went over to Suno and I just made some instrumental music to go in the background and I pulled them all together here in Canva. So you can see that I've got it broken up into the time segments that I need for each part of the video. So if I give a listen here, you'll see.
What if you could relive the roaring 20s, groove through the disco beats of the 70s, or leap forward into a dazzling future? Now you can.
It's got the voiceover narration and the music on there, so I just need to create the video slides here. So the easiest way to do this, I'm going to show you how we can get it done using PixVerse 3.5, and we're going to do this on the Turbo because it is the fastest generation, even though the resolution quality is a bit low for what you would want if you were doing something in a professional manner. This will definitely be good enough to show you guys how you do it. And then after I show you how you can do this, I'll show you some examples of what getting a video in the 1080p looks like versus the turbo quality here. And then we're also going to go over all of the effects and styles and fun stuff like that at the end of the video. So first off, let's go ahead and make these slides and see how quick we can put this commercial together. So I'm just going to put a beautiful blonde woman dancing in the 1920s speakeasy. So my goal here is to use natural language, not have to put any camera prompting or anything like that in here, although I will show you some more detailed prompts later on. So that you can see you don't need any special prompting, training, or anything like that to get the videos to come out the way that you want them to. You do need to double check your settings down here. So for the version, you want to make sure you're on this new version here, the 3.5. So we're going to go ahead and select that. We'll come back to checking out the effects and the styles here in just a little bit. We're, like I said, going to leave it on turbo here because it's lightning fast. Like literally, I think the longest generation I've had to wait for on turbo in here was like 13 seconds. It's ridiculously fast how quick it generates these videos. Transition, that's where you could pull in your own images for the keyframes and do something in between there. We're not going to do that right now though. And then the time duration, so you can do 5 seconds or you can choose 8 seconds here. And you see that when you change the amount of time, how many tokens it costs to generate the video changes as well. So you can see for a 5-second video on just the regular turbo setting, it's going to be 30 tokens here. You've also got the option to choose normal or performance. I'm going to go with performance just because I do think that it makes the motion a little bit better than what it does on the normal, but you will notice that it doubles the token cost. So let me show you the difference here on this first one. We'll run them on both. I was lucky enough to be a beta tester for version 3.5, and so I've been playing in this for about a week now, and I'm just teaching you guys what I learned in my time in here so that hopefully it can save you some credits and you'll know when to use what aspects of the generation. So let's go ahead and we'll just run one here on normal. And for the character, I do have a character in here. If you're familiar with PixVerse, you probably know that they were one of the first, if not the very first, video generation system where you could have a consistent character in here. That was maybe back 8 months or so ago. But if we come in, I have this Nova in here. She's a blonde enchantress that I use in here quite frequently. So we'll go ahead and just use her as a character reference. Since we're putting together a commercial, we want it to be somewhat consistent. So we'll go ahead and create that. And then to show you the difference, I'll do a performance here. And you can see that it does run them both at the same time. This one is already almost completely generated. It's up to almost 86% now. So lightning fast on that. That's real time. I didn't edit this video out. I'm not cutting time out or anything like that, because I really do want you guys to see how quick this can be done. Okay, so here we go. We've got the first one here with normal motion. It does definitely look like it could be a 1920s club. I'd like to see her a little bit more styled for the time period, but all in all, good, smooth movement there. And you'll notice that it does give you the option to change the playback speed. So if I wanted to quicken that a little bit, I could choose the 1.5 here. And you'll notice that as you go over it, you can actually see how much quicker it would be there. So that's on 3 times the speed versus just how it generated here at the 1x speed. And then we have this one up here. This is the performance. So you can see there's a lot more movement in this one versus this one. Brings in kind of the movement of her arms here. A little glitchy on how this arm moves. But all in all, you get the vibes of it being a speakeasy kind of club. There could be a little bit more detail in the back here that would represent it being a speakeasy club. This looks a little Victorian back there. But all in all, I could take this and have this be the starting point of the video. I only need 2.8 seconds. So if I want to download this, all I have to do is click download right here. You also have the option to upscale to 4K. It does cost an additional 10 tokens. So if you think about it, that video generation, if I were to upscale it, would cost me 40 tokens in total. So we've got our first scene here. We'll go ahead and I think we'll go with this one. It looks a little more speakeasy to me, so we'll download that. And we'll come back over to Canva and I'm just gonna grab that and throw that right in this first slide here. And I just cut it down so that the time matches correctly and it's just that 2.8 seconds. The next part is grooving in the 70s. So let's come back over to PixVerse and we're gonna knock this back down to just normal. Since I'm just using this as an example to show you guys, I don't wanna burn all of my tokens doing it. So I'll just go ahead and come back down to normal. And I'm just going to change this from a 1920s speakeasy to a 1970s disco lounge, and we'll go ahead and generate that. Okay, and there we go. It took our Nova character and put her in a 1970s lounge there. So we can go ahead and download that one.
Or leap forward into a dazzling future.
The next setting here is going to be in a futuristic setting. So we're just going to put in a futuristic 3050s dance club, and we'll see what it comes up with here for the future. Okay, so we can see now that the futuristic one is done, so I can go ahead and download that. Okay, so the next part is actually going to be where we can take off the character here, and we're going to do... So simple language, I'm just going to put a product shot of multiple glass bottles with the label Chronos Elixir on them. Each one has a vibrant bubbling liquid inside. This way we'll be able to tell if it's doing text properly. So we'll go ahead and create that. And there we go. So it did get it right on a few of them, but then like this one in the middle isn't correct on the text there. So that's one I might have to run again to see if I can get it a little bit better. Just to see if it makes a difference, let's actually boost this one up from the turbo to the 1080 and see if we get it more clearly labeled there. And while that's queued up and we're waiting for that one to come out to take a look at it, let me show you a couple of things that I found out while I was testing this over the last couple of days. So there's a really cool feature on here called effects. You'll see that down here, and you can choose from any of these effects. And when you upload an image or you type in what you want the subject to be, it will actually create this. So for example, there's a wizard hat one here that I thought was pretty cool. It goes along with a lot of our themes, so I did try that. And we can see like here on this little puppy, I typed in just a chihuahua wears a magic wizard hat. When you choose the effect, it actually will change the prompting in here. So I could put in anything I want here as the subject if I didn't want a chihuahua. So for example, let's say I wanted a kitten. I could put that in, and I'm actually going to bump this down to turbo just so that we're not using 120 credits to show you this, but we'll go ahead and generate that so you can see how the effect works. And we can see that our 120 up here actually did get the spelling close. It added an I here for some reason, but it is right on a few of these. This one's right. This one's right. So all in all, that's not too bad there to get that many on the bottles. Having multiple bottles like that can be very challenging. Whereas if I were to take this prompt again, copy it, bring it in, and instead of multiple glass bottles, we'll just put we'll change it to a glass bottle with the label, and we'll just make it a pink color, liquid bubbling inside, and see if it can get that right on the turbo for us. And while that's working, let's go back in and I'll show you some of the other effects ones. So here's our cat with the wizard hat that we just created. You can see how that's a very cool little effect there. It doesn't take long to create for 30 tokens. You'll see that you can also extend the video here if you want to do that. That's an option. You can lip sync, which I'm going to show you later on in our commercial for the tagline. And you can let the system know if you like it. And then of course you can download it here. We'll come back to the assets though, and we can see that our Oh, I actually still had the wizard hat left on when I did that. So you can see how weird that gets. Sometimes there are strange bloopers that come out. You just never know what you're going to get. So that was my bad. I should have made sure that the wizard hat setting wasn't on when I did that. So let's go ahead and turn that off and we'll run that again. Speaking of funny generations that came out, there was one in particular. Let me see where it's at here. Right here, this one. I thought this was pretty funny. When I did the out of frame, it actually turned the house into a person and he stormed off like he was having a tantrum. So I thought that was really cool. If you're on X, you've probably already seen that, but that was one of those bloopers that happens, just like when you accidentally leave a setting on and you end up with a guy coming out of your product shop bottle wearing a wizard hat. But here we go. Here is that single bottle. We can see now everything is spelled correctly on here for the Chronos and the Elixir. It did bubble over a little bit and created a lot of wonkiness there, but we only need a couple seconds of that. So I actually think we can pull that off. Now, simple language, we need to unlock the door to time travel somehow here. So let's go ahead and we'll prompt back in for our character. And just to keep it simple, natural language, a beautiful woman unlocking the door to time travel. We'll go ahead and select our character Nova and we'll leave it on turbo, generate that. Then I need multiple bottles of potions with different colors. So let's do simple language, a futuristic apothecary full of vibrant potion bottles. We don't need a character for that one, so we can click that off there. And if we go back, we can see her unlocking the door to time travel now. Interesting, we'll take it. And then we got the apothecary here with lots of different colors. Perfect. We'll take that. So for this next one, we'll go with the beautiful woman dancing in an 1870s Wild West saloon. And we'll choose our Nova character. And we'll go ahead and create that. And for the next one, we need her stepping into the future. So we're going to do... I need a beautiful blonde woman stepping off of the spaceship on a futuristic world. And we're going to keep that Nova character again. We'll go ahead and generate that. And we can see that the Wild West one is done now. You can really see the improvement that's happened on the PixVerse with the character expression on the face. It's a little goofy how she seems to be saying something. And of course, this one isn't usable because you can see the motion on her hands here just isn't doing well. So that might be one where I need a little bit longer of a prompt. So let's see, I've got a little bit more detailed of a prompt where I'm giving it a few more things to focus on that I think might help it produce a better image for what we're looking for here. But I am still going to leave it on Nova, and this is still going to be a turbo. So we'll go ahead and create that for 30 tokens. And we'll come back and we'll check out the one where she's getting off of the spaceship. Not really sure where she's going there, but we'll go ahead and use it. So we're going to go ahead and do download. Okay, and there we go. Much better on the Wild West type saloon, except her head was definitely on a swivel there. That's not what we're going for sure. We're going to have to go ahead and rerun that one. No doubt about that. That's some exorcism stuff right there. So we'll go ahead and click create again. And while we wait for that to generate, we will prompt for the next scene that I need, which is going to be, so this next one, again with Nova as our character, is going to be her drinking the Chronos Elixir potion from the bottle. So we'll go ahead and create on that one. And we've got our Wild West one up again. Her head doesn't spin on a swivel, so that's a win. I'll take it, even though the picture back here is clapping. Kind of a interesting little addition there. But we'll go ahead and download that. And here we go with her drinking the actual potion. You can see it does go from like a glass and morphs into a potion bottle here. So that's an interesting little effect. But hey, we're just having fun. So I'll go ahead and download that. Okay, and then for the final scene before we actually need to lip sync the tagline, I'm just going to do the same Nova character walking through a time travel portal here, and we'll generate that. And while we're waiting on that to generate, let me show you guys a couple of the 1080 generations that I was able to get. So you saw a few of them in the intro. Here is, for example, one of them. You can see, but you can really see how smooth these motions are. I mean, very impressive on some of these. This one was a bit interesting. It did kind of morph her into like some wings, and I'm not really sure what was going on in this one, but that was an interesting one that I got out. But I mean, a couple of these, the generations are really good. They also have effects here. So you can see under style, I ran this one using the cyberpunk effect, or the cyberpunk style, which if you go to style right here, you can see that there's anime, 3D animation, comic, cyberpunk, and clay. So whatever your prompt is, if you choose one of those styles, that's how the video will be produced there. So for cyberpunk, I thought that looked pretty cool for what it was here. Let's see, I thought this one had a very smooth walk to it. Very impressive there. Didn't warp her hands or anything like that. I was very impressed by that. You can see here that this is generated using the 1080p mode. That particular mode takes 120 credits to generate. So if you come down here, you can actually see Turbo is 30. 540p is 45, 720 is 60, and the 1080 is 120. You also have the option to use the normal on the 1080, but it does say that the performance is coming soon. So I'll be excited to see when that comes out, what the difference is in the motion there. With that motion mode, let's see if our video is done up here yet. Okay, so she's not exactly walking through the portal, but she is turning around to begin to do that. Since she is headed in the right direction and it looks smooth so far, let's go ahead and extend this one. And all I'm going to do is just copy the prompt from up here and extend it this way. And we can see that that is generating there. And then for our last scene, it's actually the tagline for the commercial. So if we take a listen.
Chronos Elixirs. Your future, your past, your moment.
So I have a couple options. I can keep that voice if I want, or I can change the voice. So let's go ahead and we'll come back in, and I'm going to put, just to keep it simple, I'm going to say a beautiful blonde woman holding a potion bottle that reads Chronos. And for this one, we will generate this in the 1080p just so that we can see the difference in the quality here. So we'll go ahead and generate that. We've got our extended version here. So if we take a look, she's turning around very smooth. And she is actually walking into the portal there. So perfect on that video. The quality of that is remarkable for it being such simple language as just a beautiful woman walking through a time travel portal. Like, that is on point. So I'm going to go ahead and download that, and we'll fit that in there. And then if we come back, we can see that the 1080 generation is still processing. While we're waiting on that to process so that we can wrap up putting our commercial together, talk about something I know you guys are interested in, and that is the cost of PixVerse. So if you come in here, you can see the different tiers that they have, and they do just monthly and yearly plans. You get a 20% discount for yearly plans. But you can see it starts at a standard of $10 a month. You can use the system for free. You get 90 credits to start, and then every day you get 60 credits. So you could run 2 turbo videos each day on just the free plan. And then they have a couple options here. Right now, they have a deal on their homepage or on the part where you can go. Now, the day that I'm recording this is actually right before the beginning of the new year. So they're doing a year-end mega sale up here. You can see that, and you can take advantage of that discount. They're doing up to 62% off. You do have the ability, if you run out of credits on here, to purchase new credits, similar to how you can in Runway as well now. Let's go back and see how this one did here. Okay, so we have a woman, she's facing forward, and she has the potion here. So what I need to do is I need to lip sync this now. So this is a tool that I've been using a lot in here. Their lip sync is very good. So if you hit lip sync here, you can just go ahead and put in your script, which I'm just going to copy and paste that in. You can choose your voice down here. We'll go with Chloe. And all I have to do is hit this create here. It's going to cost me 30 tokens to lip sync her to say what I want her to say. So we'll come back and we'll wait for that. And while we're waiting, I'll show you a couple more things that I was able to generate in here. So you'll notice how well the fireworks did in a lot of these prompting things that I was trying. I wanted to see how well I could get the fireworks to go while she was still doing a human-like walk. So you can see I ran quite a few of those to get a different feel for how they would come out. And each time, a lot of stability in her motion and the movement. I am thoroughly impressed by this system. As far as the keyframe transitions that you can do, I took 2 images here. You can see those 2 images up here. One says AI music and the other was just a futuristic cityscape. And I generated this on 720p. You can see that right here. And I did an 8-second generation with this one. And if we take a look, you can see very smooth there. I love how it kind of wrapped the tie-dye swirl around the headphones. Did not distort the AI music font on there though. I was very impressed by the smoothness of this transition here. So I just wanted to share that with you guys while we're waiting on that other generation. And if we come back, you can see, I mean, good hand movement on a lot of these. The facial expression is really, it has come up a lot since I used PixVerse last about 8 months ago. This is definitely one I will be adding to my creator toolbox for sure. Again, another one of the smooth transitions. If you're already on X, you've seen this, but you can see the transition from the 2 enchantresses here, how smooth and perfect that is, where it literally just looked like she went to the salon and got her hair dyed blonde and was right back in the scene. I've had a lot of fun playing with PixVerse 3.5, and it is out to everyone now. So if you get on, you'll be able to play with this today. I did take our logo to try to see how well things would come out with that as well. And I did a couple of the different effects on here. So you can see like they have an Iron Man one, a Wonder Woman one, a wizard hat. So I had a lot of fun playing with those. This one got a little maniacal when it put the wizard hat on, but still cool nonetheless. And we're still waiting for that lip sync up here, but as soon as it's done, I'll come right back and we'll finish wrapping up doing this commercial together. While we're waiting, I will mention that there is an app that you can get. So you can do it on the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. So you can create on the go, which is something I always think is cool, to be able to pull out your mobile device and show people what's possible with these generative AI art tools is a definite plus. So I highly recommend checking out their app. And here we go. Our lip sync is done. So if I go ahead and choose this.
Chronos Elixirs, your future, your past, your moment.
And all we need to do now to wrap that up is wait for this to upload here in Canva. And you could put this video together in any system where you do your video editing. So whether that's DaVinci Resolve or Adobe Premiere, wherever it is, Clipchamp even, wherever you're putting your video together, it's the same thing. You're going to layer your voiceover narration, your track, and your video images. We've got that in, and that's 4.2, so I'm just going to bring that down a little bit. And now we can take a look at our final commercial that we have created here together. Let's go ahead and play it.
What if you could relive the roaring 20s, groove through the disco beats of the 70s, or leap forward into a dazzling future? Now you can. With Chronos Elixirs, the potions that unlock the magic of time travel. Each potion is a doorway to a different decade. Feel the rhythm of the past. Or step boldly into the future. Chronos Elixirs, crafted to make your dreams of time travel a reality. Just one sip, and your journey begins.
Chronos Elixirs, your future, your past, your moment.
And there you have it, guys. We just put together a high-quality AI video commercial in a matter of minutes. And you got to see some of the really cool effects in action. You got to see some of the different styles. You can come in and explore. For example, I went here to animation and you can see all of the different style choices that they have here, as well as examples of what other people have been able to create. So if you're feeling a little bit like you just don't know what to go in and make, you can come in, and if you like one of these, you can modify it to be something that more clearly aligns with what you want to produce. And that's it for PixVerse 3.5. I have some links in the description of this video where you can connect with me. You can utilize the tools that I use to make this video, as well as find a way to access PixVerse and some of the information that they have out there about using their system. I've linked all of that in the description of this video, so check it out. I hope you learned something today. I hope you feel inspired to go out and create and bring something beautiful into the world with this AI generative tool. My name's Jessica with The Real AI Agents, and as always, keep looking toward the future.